Hello and welcome to another Driven Catalyst live stream. Today we are going to, well, to be frank, you're going to do errands with me. I got a new Procreate brush pack, and this is the first time I've ever done so. But I've been getting ads everywhere for this company called, give me a minute, not vamping well, but I'm trying to. It is from True Grit Texture Supply. And the ads all look super duper cool. If you do digital artwork or know about Procreate, I'm sure you get similar ads. If that's, I don't know. I feel like it's been everywhere for me, and I only follow so many digital artists. So surely it's cross-algorithmically taking over. But I'm super duper stoked. The set that I got, the ad I saw for it was they have like quick fill brushes for, I'm not like looking at the pack that I got. But let me pull up my email and then I'll tell you what pack I got and then we'll go through the process. So I got the Chromograph pack, and it's because they showed, in the ad, they were showing the quick fill brushes they have, and I loved the look of them, and it fit like a lot of the projects that I had been working on. And so I was mulling it over. They're like $20 packs. If you join, you have, they have like a welcome coupon code for however much off. And so it's like $15. I have been doing like a lot more digital art just in my free time recently, and that's been like really fun. So this was a fun little treat. Oh yes, the coupon code is Twist My Arm. And yeah, I got like $4 off. So it was like a $17 for a pack. And I think the pack I got came with like 50 different brushes and then 2 paper textures, I think. So I'm pretty stoked. I was just telling y'all on live stream on Monday that I'm really like loving papery, like real drawn looking things. And I think like that was the first, I think Monday was when I started really being like, okay, girl, like go get that brush pack. And so I finally did. I finally just went ahead and did it. So we're going to install it together. I have already looked ahead, and they have the little instructions are cute. They have really good instructions. So this is the how to install Procreate brushes directly to your iPad without a desktop. I do have a desktop, but we're using it to stream right now. So I guess this does feel like a necessity. Are you installing Debaser for Procreate? Follow these instructions instead. I think Debaser is another pack they have, and there must be something special in that package that you need to do something differently. Okay. So first and foremost, it says I have to have an iPad Pro, which I do, and then the OS has to be 13.1 or higher. So let's check that. I'm pretty sure I'm up to date, but sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, okay, I'm not up to date, but I'm at like 18.6, so 13.1 feels very manageable. Download in Safari only. I can't recall if I've already downloaded and I just need to go to my little download folder or what, but we'll check on that. And then as soon as it's downloaded, you open the file page, you find a link in your order email, and then tap the download button to begin. Okay. So funny that we have moved to such a click links in emails culture. Because I was talking to my dad the other day, and he was kind of underscoring the fact that was used to just be such a huge deal, like never click a link in the email. And now it's expected with almost everything. I mean, like, yeah, I shouldn't be saying this online because it's potentially advertising how, what's the word? Vulnerable to phishing scams a person may be. But, like, pretty much everyone I feel like has e-bills set up now. And so if you're just like getting an email about what you owe and then you don't double check and you're not careful, good luck. That being said, I'm pretty sure this email brush pack that I am about to download is not a threat. So funny though, I have to log into like my shop account, which used to just be a way to like put together all of my everything I was tracking. Sign in with passkey. Like, how do I even log into this? I'm pretty sure I have it nested in another account. Like, I either log in through with shop via like Google or Apple or whatever. How do I get here? This is proving to be more difficult than I expected it would be on live stream. And I feel like I'm exposing. This is making me feel stupid. Okay, so I just hit download. Okay, I think that was the first issue. So I hit download, but in the nested window. So I was still in my Gmail app. So I just bumped it over to Safari. Now I'm going to click download again. Yeah, okay. And now I have a zip that's up top in my download folder. And I have another window open that has my instructions. So things are going good. Things are looking up. Okay. I also think my intro on this live stream like went a lot smoother. I figured out how to set up my inputs, I think. So hopefully we just went straight into the intro animation. You don't have to sit around and listen to me click. Okay, so this is downloading. We are at like 70 megabytes of 494 megabytes. So we're going to sit tight and wait for a while. We're going to exercise our patience. And in the meantime, I'll tell you about the Procreate brushes that I've been using and favoring, I guess, just like free. So I have not installed, that's kind of what's novel about this live stream. I have yet to install any additional brush packages. I follow a lot of illustrators that put out their own brush packages. But this is the first time I've ever like finally committed and done one. So I'm excited to try this out, but I have been working on a project right now, and I've been going in between the like three. Is it going to disturb my download if I close this window? I go between the gouache, like I've been filling stuff in with gouache, and then I've been doing a lot of my sketching with the 6B pencil, which I feel like pretty standard, pretty straightforward, but those have been my favorites. And then if not those two, I do a lot with, I use the watercolor a bit, and then I like the Baskerville ink pen for doing outline work sometimes. But some of the ink pens, I'm still getting used to the learning curve on those. I'll use turpentine a lot too. The ink pens, there's been a learning curve because I don't like that it drags with me, which I know real, like people that have done physical, have used the physical medium prior to getting into digital artwork probably like that it drags because it's way more true to form. I personally like that it does that just in terms of, like, I think it's cool to emulate the experience. I like the idea that if I were like really locked in and figured out how to do, or I got more comfortable with the ink drag, that then it would be easier for me to transition potentially to the physical medium. I like that. But that's just something that slowed me down while I've been. And customized pins too. I don't know the ins and outs of that. I wish I did because I feel like that would be a way more interesting live stream, because I have a hunch that you can just build your own pin the way you want it. And if I really wanted to, I could probably go through and make these 50 pins that I just bought that someone else already just made. And I like the idea of being that level of knowledgeable and comfortable with Procreate, but I'm not there yet. So this is what we're doing now. But I do know that you can go in and customize the spread of the fiber. I don't know, the spread of the fibers. I don't know. But the spread, like if you do digital artwork, you at least know like the word spread likely. And like, I know you can fine tune those things. Is that right? Is it the spread and the bleed? Spacing, jitter, and fall off. So no, not the spread. But yeah, I guess I'll show you if you don't know what I'm talking about. Oh wait, I really hate to. I just told you about my favorite pins, and now I'm gonna go in and mess them up. I don't think I ever use this one, so I'll use it as my guinea pig to show you the customizing of the spacing, jitter, and fall off. Right? In theory, all of those things are the variances that make up this new brush pack that I just downloaded. So if I just like would really pay attention and customize it myself, that may be better. But this is like the opportunity cost of that, you know? It's nice to just be able to have someone else do it for you sometimes. Okay, so I have it downloaded all the way. It's in my files. This opens the downloads folder. Wait for the zip file to download. Handy tip, view it in your list view. Okay, to save storage space, swipe left to delete the zip file, then open the extracted folder. Okay, so we're going to extract the folder, and then I'm going to delete the zip, and I can open it up. Okay, so we've got paper textures, user guide, chromograph brush set. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we have everything there and downloaded. Now we are going to tap the Procreate brush step, file to install into the Procreate. Okay, brush. Okay, so I've got. Okay, it's still downloading and pulling it. We've got a vintage sketch. Oh, cool. Oh, it just like went ahead and threw it into Procreate for me. I'm not ready for that yet. Oh, read me first. Important setup information. Texture files are not installable. This includes paper texture, like brush set, and do not need to be installed into your app. You just open your textures as needed. We recommend simply storing the textures locally on your device, and then you import it anytime you need one. Okay, cool. That actually did. I'm glad I read that because that answers my question. I wasn't sure if the textures are something, because sometimes you pull in a texture in Photoshop and it is a different thing. Like it's a whole texture file. This is made for, I think, just you set it as a background, which appeals to me. Seems easier and more intuitive, but obviously, like, if you're a heavy hitter in Photoshop, like, you know the vibes. And I'm sure you have your own preferences with texture stuff. But we are still waiting for this to download. I didn't anticipate or think through well enough how much of this would be a hurry up and wait live stream. I didn't realize how much vamping I was going to need to prepare. But I'm sitting here and watching these download. What can I talk about in the meantime? I am watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, the new season right now. It's Wednesday, so we get a new episode tonight. Or it's maybe out already. I'm not sure. But I just had lunch with a friend, and she told me that she thinks this episode, like, it's speculated that this, either speculated or it's already out in news and people know, because I think the episode is surely released. That this episode may or may not be from Conrad's point of view, like narrated by Conrad, in which case I'm very excited for. I haven't read the books, so I didn't know that we were going to become anti-Jeremiah. I say we. I know there's a lot of Jer girls out there. I know a lot of people like Jeremiah fans. I like the actor that plays him, I think. I don't know too much about anything. Other than I have been watching the show. And I have to say he's been disappointing me a little bit this season. So I am kind of ready for Conrad to be back in the picture. My thing has always been I love Belly's brother and Taylor. I love them. So this season's been a toughie. And I've been rooting for them and wanting more screen time from them. Also feels a little unconscionable. I don't know Belly's brother's name off the top of my head. Steven, right? Steven. Turns out I do know his name off the top of my head. But yeah, he's always been a favorite character for me. I like him a lot. So, yeah. Then that's kind of like all I have in terms of popular media. Oh, that's a lie. I can talk a little bit more. We're going to talk about the new Hayley Williams music that came out. I was going to say album, but the release, I'm going to do some research before. We're going to do New Music Friday with the Hayley Williams music that just came out. Sorry, I didn't mean to smack the microphone. And I'm going to do a little bit more research prior to that because the way that she did this release is really interesting to me. And I'm eager to know more. And if I'm eager to know more, surely many others are. So I'll do the necessary digging and I will report back. But I have at this point listened pretty idly all the way through. I didn't make notes, but I have favorites. And I'd say like pretty much overall, I immediately saved at least 7 or 8 songs. I don't know off the top of my head how many she put out, but it felt like I saved a majority of them, which is always a good sign. Not saving a song doesn't mean I don't like it, but saving it definitely means like either a lyric or something sonically stood out immediately, and I'm like ready to commit it to being shuffled in perpetuity. And so a bulk of the album getting immediately thrown into my saved is pretty remarkable. But who's surprised? It's Hayley Williams. I, for one, am not surprised that it's great. I was never a big Paramore listener. Obviously, I pay my respect, like, colloquially and in a chill way. No one is, but I, of course, like, know and respect Paramore. And I know the hits. And then I was there I have listened to a lot of the album Hard Times is on. What is the album actually called? But I love Rose Colored Boy. I love all the ones that I should love. But it feels like stolen valor to like claim Paramore because I know people were Paramore devote after Laughter. That's right. I'm a little embarrassed I didn't remember that off the top of my head. But yeah, I wasn't a devotee in the way other people were. And so I want to hold space for them and let them have the spotlight with that. But I was sad when she put out her first solo album, Dead Horse. I love Dead Horse. Let's look at it. I really like the amount. I like when she does crossovers with Julian Baker. I love Castles Crumbling from Speak Now, Taylor's version, of course. Petals for Armor. Yes. When she put out Petals for Armor, I loved the visuals for it. And Simmer. Yeah. Oh gosh. Simmer, Sudden Desire, Dead Horse. And I think Sugar in the Rim, to pick one from every disc, were my faves. But we'll actually get into the new release and why. I'm going to figure out why it was released the way it was released. And we'll talk through it all on Friday. That felt like a good in-depth thing to chit-chat about. While I now think this is downloaded. Keep download. Okay, so it looks like I have everything downloaded now. And then I need to tap Procreate. Okay, so I tap the Procreate file. It imports it. Did that work? Oh my gosh. And now I just click chromograph and here they all are. And there's 50 of them. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so the speed fill and the speed hatcher are the ones that I was most excited about. So I'm just gonna like dry run. Like, what should I draw? I'll do a little something and then we can wrap this up because we're already 20 minutes in and I did a lot of vamping. Like what's something cute to draw? I'll draw an orange. Ooh, hello. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Cool. Okay, so I just ran into something weird that I've never seen before with the actual texture. But it's fine. I'm going to use the 6B pencil to start and just like sketch. And then I'm going to go in and play around with the like hatching. Okay, so we have an outline of an orange right now. And then let's go in with chromograph. I'm going to go ahead and take like the idea of... Oh, this is really interesting. So we've got flat and sticky, wet pastel stick, greasy oil pastel, sharp, big old charcoal, soft oil pastel, crusty oil pastel. Love the names. Scratchy pencil, the oiler, the cranker. I like that they have such descriptive names. I feel like I seldom read the brush names. That's like why I had to double check before telling y'all my faves. But I think the use of such descriptive language to name them is going to make the process just be so much more intuitive and better and smoother. Okay, so I'm like trying to do sort of an ugly little outline on purpose. Oof, I lied to you. I let Procreate smooth it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and leave that because I think I'm in the mood for this to look pretty messy. Let me tell you, word of advice. If you are like me and you got an iPad with the hopes of devoting more time to doing your digital artwork in your free time, and for whatever reason, you haven't been doing it. I hate doing this because I feel like it's like I'm telling you to go buy something and it'll fix it. I feel like that's so prevalent to just like peddle the idea that if you just buy something, like you will be the level of productive that you hope to be, and you will like reconnect with your passions. But in my experience, it really did help to get a paper feel screen protector. Even if you have primarily done digital artwork, like I'm very much primarily a digital artwork person. The paper feel screen protector, I think mine was like $6. I like reached for my iPad so much, and it makes everything feel so much like nicer. I really love mine. I cannot recommend it enough. And then I feel like playing around with the pins has helped a lot too. Like, just let yourself be dumb and messy with it. Like, I don't know, maybe that's like not how everyone works, but that's how I work. And I feel like it's made everything like a lot more productive and fun for me to just kind of be messy and quick with it. Okay, so I basically have it like filled in now, and I'm gonna go in with the speed hatcher. Full opacity. I'm going to go 7% size. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so I'm like not crazy about the speed hatcher. Oh, you've got a squiggle hatcher. I didn't even know. That's so cute. Wait. Oh, I love the squiggle hatcher. It is kind of a bummer because it takes away the joys of... It doesn't take away the joys, but I kind of love squiggling things in. But that was what the ad said. The ad said was, now you can speed fill. So let's speed fill in orange, actually. We'll speed fill the orange in orange. Yeah. This is awesome. Ooh, I will say with the speed fill, because I just went into, I tried to mix sizes with the speed fill, and it doesn't translate as well when you mix the sizes, because when you think about it, it like almost throws off the scale of the work you're doing. Because then it's like, okay, well, are you using like a fine tip marker or what? And then it all being in the same color, yeah, it just kind of throws it off. So let me fill this in. Cute. And then let's go in with a lighter orange. We'll speed hatch the rest. Or I guess this is speed fill, not speed hatch. Diagonal fill? What's that like? Ooh, yeah. Wait, that helped. Okay. I feel like you're obviously getting a front row seat to my first thoughts. But I feel like in my experience working with everything, as you could assume, that's like just so important to get comfortable with it. So I do want to just like say this like first reaction to like playing with these brushes, I feel like I don't want it to mislead anyone. I'm liking it. I think I'm just gonna have to like get used to them, because as it is, I'm like barely getting used to the two brushes that I've been favoring. Not barely getting used to, but I'm like still learning them and like understanding like what I like about them, the best application for them, how they blend, stuff like that. So I just want to be so clear, like as I'm playing with this pack and going, oh, you know, that's just the learning curve I was expecting, you know? There's no letdown here. This is just par for the course. Okay, well. And then I'm going to come in on a back layer and fill in this leaf, and then we're going to call it good. I have been so into, we're going to go with the soft waxy. Let's do something crazier. What if we did, noir shader? What's that all about? Oh, that's cool. Wait, okay, hold on. Me like trying to wrap it up and then like getting excited about other things. Okay, we're gonna try the carpenter. Yeah, wait, I really like this. Oh, I could really see myself getting into using this brush. It's the perfect amount of markery and the perfect amount of crayony, if that makes sense. It like feels good and goes pretty smoothly. And let's do like a little bit lighter of an olive to fill in the rest. You know what? I'm gonna go in with a neon yellow behind it. I think that would be fun. We'll do a neon yellow soft waxy behind it. Oh, it's like not giving what I wanted it to give. I'm gonna darken it. Hold on. Yeah, that's a little better. And then, I mean, it's not looking great, just to be clear. But I'm having fun and learning. I'm gonna do the dry pastel shader, and I'm gonna go in with, let's stick with the neon yellow choice I just made, and we'll do a bright red. And we're gonna go over top of this. Ooh. Oh, this is interesting. So the dry pastel shader goes on with white, with pronounced texture, I guess. You can see the specks. And then it like sets down. And I'm gonna change the blend level on this. Yeah, and then I'm gonna throw it to the back. Well, by no means is this like beautiful or phenomenal. but you can definitely see the texture on it, and it's kind of cool. So I'm going to play around with that some more. I'm pretty blown away, though. 30 minutes, we were able to download, install, open up the pins, and start making something, which is, I think, pretty great timing in terms of like how long it took to download and open up. Once it was downloaded, it was a matter of clicking it. I didn't expect that. I didn't read the instructions ahead of time. So that's pretty remarkable. And I feel like the instructions were so in depth. I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you're downloading and running software, I think. And so the amount of Q&As and like, if this happens, then this, that they have in the instructions, but first and foremost, it just being a streamlined, do this and you're good. I really liked that. So I'm going to play around with that more. The comic strip idea that I mentioned earlier this week, this is, I think, going to come way in handy for. But yeah, I guess that's it today. I will see y'all on Friday. Get ready to talk about some Hayley Williams. And y'all do your homework. Listen to it ahead of time. But we'll be able to talk more shop about like what order to listen to it in, if there is an intended order, why it was released this way. I'm going to get into that on Friday. So be ready. Okay,